Okay, so I'm calling the meeting to order at 12:04 p.m. on October 12th, 2025. We have a quorum of, I can't see, but I believe it's four of us. I got the attendance numbers, Tony, William, Sean, and Joe. The secretary's report in minutes. Did everyone get a chance to look at the secretary's report?
Briefly.
Okay, can I have a nomination to publish it or what's the story? To approve it, I mean?
I
I'll
move to
move.
approve the secretary's report in minutes. This is William.
This
Hey.
is Tony.
William.
I'll second.
William, Tony, okay. Treasurer's report, do you want to say anything about that,
We
Tony?
need to vote on that motion, Joe.
Oh,
We need to vote.
That's right. Did everybody, vote aye for secretary's report approval?
I
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
raised my hand, huh? Here you go.
Very
He's
good.
raised.
Okay, treasurer's report, do you have anything to say about that, Tony?
well, I sent it out late last night. Did everyone get a chance to look at it?
I looked at
I,
it.
I have not had a chance to look at it yet. I'm going to do that right now.
I checked out this morning briefly.
I'll motion to, well, should I motion since I'm leading it or not?
Hold on,
That's
Joe.
fine.
I'm not done. This is Tony. Can I
Okay.
continue?
Yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
So the main point was the purchase of the laptop for BIARC, kind of the big deal of that report, $611. We're actually running the meeting on that right now. And I'm very happy with it. It's
Right.
Intel i7 processor, 32 gigs of RAM, terabyte of storage, and the 400 nits display is a much brighter display. I've got it side by side with my laptop. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see this. You'll be able to see this display outdoors.
Oh,
As long as
fantastic.
it's not in direct sunlight, it should do pretty well. So
Okay.
it's working good. I did a basic setup on it. And Joe, I was hoping you would be here so I could give you the laptop for you to take and the ATAS stand. We do have the ATAS tripod here. I've got it
Yeah.
here as well.
I'm sorry, my knee's kind of messed up. I can't really walk that well right today, so that's why I'm not there. But I'm sure we can make arrangements somehow to get, if you, worst comes to worst, you give it to Thomas because he's the one that's going to drive me anyway. So we can do that if possible, because both of you guys have cars and he's right by Walmart and Mountain View, you know.
So just let me know what you want me to do and I'll do it. Are there any
Okay.
questions about the report so far?
No.
No,
All right, so we did
glad
have,
you got the computer, you guys. That's a great purchase.
it's
Mhm.
nice. I really appreciate having this instead of the ancient computer that I've been using to do the meetings on. Yeah, we did have two new members. It was actually Doug and Linda, KH7DQ. They had forgot to pay. Were the last two members that joined. So that brings us up to 68. And if there's no questions, maybe someone will give a motion to approve.
Second,
John seconds, I'll first. Do we have agreements? Did everybody agree?
Aye.
All right,
Okay, very well. This is agreed to approve the treasurer's report, subject to audit. Motion passed. Okay, the next thing up, I believe, is digital systems. Do we have a report from anybody?
I wish I did. I wish I could play with those stuff. I think right now as it stands, let me clarify, is that Luke has the G2s? Is that correct? Did he pick them up from you guys last time?
yes, that is correct.
I do know this about Luke. He will do it. He's pretty busy. But there's been some configuration, but some of this too, his focus has been with Vert. And the other thing really is Pepakeo. So I think we're still in that reality of being able to get to Pepacao to put up the G2. But as far as I'm aware, you guys can clarify this. Nobody's giving you guys a budget for the other equipment, like the antenna and the cabling, and there's going to be a cavity of some kind that needs to put in there, you know, the band.
We have a budget, Sean. We have the money. We have the budget. What we don't have is a purchase order.
That's what
Someone
I mean.
telling us what to buy.
That's what I mean, Tony. And that falls on, I guess, either EPS or Luke, because that's how kind of it's been working.
Hey, note that Mark Watanabe just entered the room, and KH6HAK is also here.
Oh, hi, guys.
Hola.
Hola. So I wish I had better information. I'd really love to see some stuff get done.
Okay, we all set with that? Is there anything else for the digital systems?
Sean, if you could just reach out to Luke, and if we don't hear from him today, do you think you could reach out to him and
Oh, yeah.
ask him to maybe give us a report or schedule a meeting for your group and let us know what's going on?
Sure, definitely. Since I'm on both committees, it'd be, and as William and I, when I first got onto a committee a few years ago, we're the infrastructure committee. Anytime we get a chance to go somewhere that we can share that area together, we should try and do that, you know. Kill as many birds with one stone as possible, I guess, so to speak. William, is Pepacao still viable for that for the gateway, for the Kulani gateway stuff?
It is, but of course it depends on getting internet access to Pepacao.
Yeah, that was the problem initially. I thought we might have had some kind of dish or.
The internet access was actually going to be offered by RDO, but nobody ever provided a plan on how to link to RDO's house, which is down.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. And was there an effort for a 5.8 or possible 3 point, like something like that, or?
Yeah, well, no, there's a microwave shot that's still planned to go in from there to Kalani, but that doesn't provide internet access.
Yeah, so that's where we get stuck.
And that's where I'm going to propose to the Voice Repeaters Committee, if I can get a hold of them, to maybe let me talk to my contacts in the state of Hawaii and see if we can park it at a state facility. I was thinking about the state office building in particular.
I'd love that. Well, I mean, I really, like I said, anything I can do to help configure or build,
Sean, one more thing. Make sure that everyone in your group knows I have a Basebox 5 and a large dish, microwave dish that's perfect for 5.8 gigahertz, high gain one. And it technically belongs to the Hawaii Mainland All-Star Network, but
I know, I've seen, that sounds familiar hardware.
I'm sure they would, agree.
Well, they'd love to have that up, bro. You know that, DVI.
Yeah.
They've been trying to get us up there. See, we have good ideas. We just got to get them up happening,
So my problem has been the mounting. It's a big enough dish that it's got to be securely mounted. I wasn't going to put it on my roof in a cheap or chintzy way where it would blow off. So it's the mounting that needs to be done. Right.
So Tony, so that should be the takeaway for us, as however you put this, is to get the budget for that so we can actually mount it, because the equipment's there. And we got all of Hawaiian All-Star. They would come up and help us. I mean,
again, it's not the budget, it's the planning, the expertise to plan it.
That's where we're stuck. Yeah.
Okay, we all set with digital systems, ready for education outreach. I mean, I'm on the committee, but did anybody see David's report for education outreach?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Basically, we've been busy doing schools, and we got Fern Forest coming up, and we've been putting ourselves out there, and things have had good success all around. So That's about all I can tell you with education outreach.
I'd like
Huh?
to note that I noticed a positive response to the posts you did on social media from the last event you guys did, Joe.
Okay, cool.
We picked up a few additional subscribers or whatever you call it, followers on Facebook, who clicked through that post you did.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so we got operating activity.
So
Oh,
this
go
is
ahead.
Tony.
Go ahead,
I-
Tony.
On the E&O, we did have a request come through from Aries. They wanted to publish, and I know we've done this in the past, BIARC has done it in the newsletter before, but we were hoping to, through the Education and Outreach Committee, have a report on the number of newly licensed hams that are passing the test on the island on a regular basis.
Oof, it's a lot.
Just get numbers, maybe from Doug Wilson. Have you
You
folks
can
ever
actually
done
get
that?
There's a report you can run with the FCC ULS and get that information.
A report from where?
The
FCC.
FCC ULS, the Universal Licensing System.
I wonder how well that's working.
Probably not good right now.
I can imagine they're not processing any applications at the moment. That never occurred to me. That really sucks for people who are passing the test.
Can you believe it? Oh, I was so excited to get my license. Thankfully, I got it within 24 hours.
So can you give any more detail on that, William? I wouldn't know where to find that.
Well, actually, they publish I believe it's in a spreadsheet format or a CSV format, and you can sort by date and state, or date and zip code, date and county. I believe there's all sorts of ways you can sort it. So you can actually just take the daily download and parse the data and get what you need.
Wow. I didn't even know that you could get a daily download. I was screen scraping off the ARRL.org site to get information.
Wow, that's dedication.
And that's why I don't know if you've ever noticed that when people get licensed, they get, I don't want to call it spam, but they get welcome letters from certain operators and certain other things. If you'd make any change to your license, you'll start getting mail from people. It's because they saw it in the daily download.
Wow.
Okay.
Daily download. Okay.
Yeah, it actually has a name. That's not what it's called, but if you don't find it, let me know. I'll help you get the information. I haven't looked for it in a long time, but I know it's still there.
Okay, so, go ahead, Tony.
Oh, go ahead. I'm done.
I was gonna say, so you
Sorry,
still
Mark
need-
has a comment.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yes, my apologies for being late, but I'm also on the education committee, and
Can you speak up, please?
Our mic is over here. Maybe you can come over here.
I want to be able to hear Mark.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. David is not here at present, but he did have a wrap up the Education Outreach Committee activity for October. So they were in action at the YK Elementary School on October 1st in partnership with the Hawaii Science and Technology Museum Outreach, East Hawaii. Attendees were Joe, yourself, Jim, Peter, and David Miller. And Lee Critchlow, WH6LC, was on the other end of the radio. And he has an itinerary of upcoming events. The next one is scheduled for Friday, November 14th at Waikowhina Elementary School. And then he has some dates for 2026 at Kaumana Elementary on February 4th and Hilo Union Elementary Wednesday, March 4th. And other locations are pending, but that's something that he sent to the committee. So on behalf of the committee, I'd like to put that on the record.
Okay, yeah, I have his report, so, I can put all that down. Thanks, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
Was there anything else for education outreach? Okay, next is operating activities. That would be me. So far, we're getting ready for the CQ Worldwide. I got, arranged for supplies, for pickup and delivery of supplies and, make sure the radio is gonna be there and, all the equipment and stuff. And that's about all I have at the moment for operating activities. But Tony, I did want to ask you, is it possible, because I don't really have too much money to lay out for supplies, is it possible like we can somehow make arrangements to pay for that without me having to lay out the money?
Yes. So when were you planning to, when did you want to, actually buy stuff?
I have to talk to Thomas and decide when he's available and go from there. I can text him today and see when he figures he'd be available, and I could let you know as soon as he lets me know.
Okay, well, I could write either of you a check that you could take in cash.
Okay.
Or that's probably the easiest option.
Yeah, that's fine. And, we'll give you receipts and change. That's no problem there. What was I going to say? So that's about all I have with that. That's terrific. Does anybody have any questions for operating activities?
Joe, what was the budgeted amount that we decided on last month for that?
I want to say it was 200. Right? And so, because we didn't have to pay for the venue or anything, but now I don't know, things are in flux. People aren't liking the idea of very limited, propagation with the restrictions from Kamana. So I don't know. We have to talk more about that today with other people and decide if we're going to stay at Kamana Senior Center and try to do our best from there, or maybe make it part-time or whatever, and go to another place that we can get better propagation. I'll defer to William and others that are more experienced to go with that.
Hank threw out an email, I think, this morning saying that he was going to bring an inverted dipole and some ham sticks. My recommendation would be to not change it and just let's work through what it takes to. It's not that there's bad propagation from Kamana. It's just that we need to set up the antenna right.
Okay, are you planning on being there?
I am, but I was planning on attending the meeting in person today. So yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Okay, good enough. Very well. All right. Programs, that's on you, William.
Yeah, so I had a fantastic program lined up for today. It was a guest speaker, an agent I used to work with on the JTTF, the Joint Terrorism Task Force. He was going to come in and talk about the threats that amateur radio can pose to national security and ways that we can help mitigate those. So that was everything from CONELRAD, the Control of Electromagnetic Radiation program that was active in World War II, to some of the filings that have gone through the FCC in the recent years, trying to restrict our bandwidth on digital modes because there are people who believe it's a threat to national security. So unfortunately, he had to cancel on me the day after he agreed to do it because the government shut down. So I wasn't able to get anything else lined up, so I'm pulling one of my programs out of the bag. The one I'm going to pull out is the one that we got about 1/10 of the way through, which is a couple months ago, which is home brewing. And in the ones that I have in the bag, that one seemed most appropriate following the 10-meter activity stuff because it doesn't rehash any of that, but it does have some beginner stuff in it to advanced stuff in it. So trying to capture the crowd. Next month, of course, there is no program. We've got the annual membership meeting, and there's no program the month after that because of the holiday party. So the next program will be in January, and I'm really hoping to get a guest speaker lined up for that. I don't know about you guys, but I like getting people from outside the club to come in and
Right.
present. So hopefully that'll give me enough time to get all that worked out.
Okay, very good. Does anybody have any questions about programs? Okay, very good. Public service communications, anybody have anything on that? No?
Well, Joe, this is Tony.
Yeah,
I did want to mention that the Great Hawaiian Shakeout is coming up this week, and there is been some information in the listservs. I'm getting some information through WinLink itself from Van Mullen out of Oahu. But yeah, keep an eye on the email listservs. I'll be getting some more information out on the shakeout exercise. The county for the first time is kind of getting involved in that. Adam from Civil Defense sent out a message encouraging, and the message went out to the VOAD group or to the Citizens Corps group. So I'm going to relay that to VOAD and to BIARC and Big Island Radio and Aries. But basically, Civil Defense is encouraging everyone to participate, and there were some suggestions on what activities could be a part of that. But mainly for the radio side, it's the WinLink form that we send in, and there's a website. I believe it's greatshakeout.com or .org. I'll send it out. But yeah, there's a website that details how to forward that via WinLink. I also encourage people to actually fill out the USGS form because you get experience filling that out even online on the website, and it's an advantage to have done it before, so that when you're in a real world situation and you're woken up in the middle of the night and you're all shaken up and you don't know, you're half awake, you've done it before and you're not confused by it.
Okay, very good, Tony. Sounds good. Anybody have anything else for public service communications? Okay, voice repeaters. Do we have anything on that? Nothing. Okay, so holiday party expenses authorization. We want for Lee to do the holiday party. I don't know. She didn't tell us how much she would need, so I'm not sure if we should just do a blanket amount or how you guys want to do that.
Well, first, did she confirm that she's up to it, or are we assuming she's up to it?
She did confirm she's going to do it.
Okay, I missed that. Hold on, I'm going back to the operating statement now.
Well, this has primarily been a potluck. Joe, I would suggest that we need to ask what she thinks. Maybe we spring for the beverages or something, ice and beverages. But let's let Lee's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Let's let Lee, make a suggestion since she's kind of in charge of it.
Okay, so we got till next month anyway, because it's not going to be till December. So that's fine. Okay. Nominations.
I would like to note that it looks like we'll have, anywhere from 100 to 150 in the budget if we consider it an operating activity. But it looks like there's adequate funds in the general fund if we wanted to pull a general fund expenditure as well. So.
Okay, very good. All right, nominations committee. Oh, did you have some, Tony, or somebody? Okay, nominations committee. What, does anybody have any information on that?
Did we stand up a nominations committee?
I don't believe we did.
No, at the last meeting, William, you asked everybody to let any board member know if they were interested.
Yep.
What I'd like to do today is take some of the time at the program to have a conversation about it. I can start it off, and then William, you and others maybe flesh it out and add some commentary.
Yep, sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay.
So note for the meeting or for the minutes, Joe, that the board has elected not to stand up an ad hoc nominations committee and that the board is handling the nominations in mass as the board.
Oh, board. And, and,
So the only thing I would add to that is, if any individual board member gets a, someone who's interested or willing, an email or lets them know one way or another, make sure to forward that information to the other board members as soon as you get it.
Gotcha.
So, you guys, just to be
Mm.
clear, the nominations are for treasurer and then a trustee. You're not
No,
going to be
no,
trustee
no.
anymore?
No, that's not what it is, Sean. Sean, it's executive board members. There are 3 executive board member positions that are expiring as of the end of this year. Mine, yours, and who's the third?
Mark.
Mark,
Thomas,
right, yeah.
No, David. David's a short haul. Vice president.
No, I think David's
Okay.
27.
oh, wait, no, wait.
John,
wait,
you're
that's
making a
wrong.
mistake here. You need to separate. Executive board is separate from president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. We are not talking about president, vice president, secretary, or treasurer. That's not the topic of this conversation. We are talking about executive board members.
So if you look down here at the bottom of the agenda, you'll see the maintained list of the board members and their terms. So it's everybody who is expiring in January of 2026. So that would be Tony, Sean, and Mark.
Okay, that's who I figured it was.
Sean, are you
I
willing
guess I'm
to,
using the wordage a little wrong here, but I have the right idea.
Sean, are you willing to stay on the board and run again?
I didn't really run for director in the first place. I think if you guys recall right, it became this thing of who wants to be vice president, if I recall. And
No, that's a separate concept again.
no, but, I mean, the conversation wound. I'm just telling you how it happened that I became
Yeah.
director.
Oh, I remember. I was the one that
I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about that, and even though I want to, my bigger concern is how viable are we going to be next year as overall as a board, especially since this is not about this executive question, but you're talking about vacating your role pretty soon. Trustee.
Well, not exactly pretty soon. I don't term out in January like
Right. Yeah, I understand.
other people do. So I'm talking, I'll be on until at least the May meeting of next year.
Oh, William, and I'm not trying, that's significant to me. What I said at the thing that as a young ham, what I miss from BIARC is Elmer's, and I even had a retired guy last time I showed up for the meeting. He's in his 70s. He goes, I'm looking for an Elmer. I think some of you guys might remember that. So what I think, hoping, and there are Elmers, but I'm a young, we're in a strange place in this reality. And yeah, I want to support this club because what I said earlier. So I'd gladly stay on as a director. I think that for me, it's probably my best role because like I'm saying, I'm trying to start maybe a nursing business. And I might be able to help some of you guys.
Well, thanks, Sean. We appreciate you running and trying to stay on. Thank you very much. What about Mark?
So I need to file.
I can't hear.
I can't hear you, Mark.
Mark said negative.
No. Okay. And Tony's negative. Okay. So we need 2 and trustee, or yeah, basically 2 spots and trustee.
Yeah, but like, again, the trustee is not happening at the same time as all this.
Right.
That's middle of next year. So right now we've got 1 nominee. We need at least 2 more nominees.
Okay.
And that's what I'll
Alright.
be focusing on at the meeting. We got to be careful not to put the cart before the horse. First, you focus on what's in front, directly in front of us, which is filling the nominations. Don't worry
Okay.
about president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, trustee. It's not the time yet for that conversation. First,
Okay.
we get the directors filled positions. We do the election. The election's top of mind.
So Tony, do you have any idea who could take your role?
Not at this time.
That's a critical one.
All right, well, maybe we'll find some out this afternoon or soon. The next order of business is, we had been talking about printing up flyers for education, other outreach type of things. And, I found on the ARL website, they'll send you 100 flyers for free. You just gotta pay the shipping. That's colored flyers too, the one I want, for $10.50, which is like 10 point something cents a piece, which is very good price. So
Joe, I've already got those. I've ordered them multiple times. I've got 500 of them in stock.
Oh,
I've been
okay,
paying the shipping myself personally, and I have a box of each. There's two different kinds, two different flyers
Okay.
that they put out.
very good. Okay.
And I've
so
offered them to David. I told him I forgot last month to bring them, but if he reminds me the next time he comes to a meeting, I will give him more. So
Very
I think
good.
there was one for youth on the air, and then there was one that was general about Aries. They're the two flyers
Yeah.
I've given you before.
Yeah, the one I was talking about that I thought was really helpful was it's why you should join or why you should give amateur radio a try, all different colors, and it really pops. And I thought if you don't have that, we should definitely get that because it really makes a difference when you show that to people at the events and so forth. But if you say you have enough, we'll be good with that.
No, I
Okay.
wasn't aware. I was not aware that there was a different flyer, Joe. There's a different
Yeah,
flyer.
there's like, there's at least 2 or 3 different flyers on the Arrow website. And the one I was talking about, multicolored, like completely colored, and it looked really good and it has a lot of good information on it. And it's only like 10 cents a flyer.
Okay. If David wants to order them, you should talk with David and see if he wants to order them.
Good enough. Okay. So other business, meeting minutes, publication clarification. Okay, I was under the impression that before I gave Lee the minutes to publish, that I would need 4 approvals from the board. That's my understanding. Tony told me I wouldn't need it if I told her just to write it was what's it called? Beginning minutes that will approve at the next meeting. So I need to know, do I need to wait for approvals or can I just send it to her?
So here's how that works out. You need to notify the board. You need to put that out in an email and notify the board that you're sending it to Lee for publication. As long as nobody objects to the minutes, then they're fine to be submitted. So you don't need approval of the minutes. The minutes are not approved until we get to the next executive membership meeting.
Okay,
You're just seeking approval to submit the draft for publication.
draft, that's draft. Okay,
And
so,
we changed the process for all votes between meetings so that it no longer requires a unanimous consensus.
mhm,
And it's that there has to be notice to the rest of the board and a reasonable opportunity for them to object. If anybody objects, then it has to wait until the next board meeting.
right, now with that reasonable opportunity to object, like how much time after I publish it, not publish it, after I send out the email to the board, say, look, I'm looking to publish it, how much time should I give you guys to respond if you have any problems with it?
I wouldn't worry about it. I would just copy us on the email to Lee and make sure that you note in the email, hey, board, this is what I'm submitting to Lee.
Okay,
And we have an opportunity to object at that point because it's not getting published the next day.
All right. Very good. Now, here's a big one, club continuity. Okay, so we talked about William and Tony and nomination and so forth. So Sean and Mark we talked about, and who else we can get for the board positions, we'll find out that. One thing I had a question was, I don't know, it seems like, Lee's getting a little bit up there. Huh? Did somebody say something?
No, the DSP was echoing you for a moment.
Oh, okay. Basically, I think me and Thomas had talked about, and we're thinking about asking Lee to show us how she does the hamgram. So when she's no longer able to or whatever, we could continue doing that. Me and Thomas and whoever else might be interested. And so I just wanted to bring that up to the club and see what you guys thought.
So, Joe, you're focusing this conversation on the newsletter? Is that the topic we're discussing?
Right now, yeah.
Although, Joe, when you brought this up to me, when we discussed putting this on the agenda, it is a larger topic than that. It was the larger topic of making sure that everybody who is doing something in the board or for the club has, an understudy or is
Right.
sharing how they do things.
Right.
So, like for me as the trustee, at least letting people know how it is that I do stuff, like talking about the daily download from the FCC and stuff like that. So that, let's say that one of us gets hit by a bus tomorrow, that
Right. That's what I'm saying.
club will pick up and carry on. And this included a discussion of like passwords and things of that nature.
Okay, so I guess we've talked about that, so we don't really,
Joe, I've got comments.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Tony.
You're moving too quickly before we have a chance to discuss the topic.
I'm
He's
sorry.
a very
Go ahead.
efficient MC.
So first of all, if we're talking about the hamgram, this is a publishing function, and there's two things: the ability to use a desktop publishing software package, and a lot of people do have that knowledge. I've done desktop publishing software, but it's not that hard to find someone who can use a publishing software program.
Right,
But we just publish it as a PDF form, and that's not that difficult.
right,
But then there's the contacts and the context. So Lee, her skill set really is drumming up interesting, relevant, content for the newsletter. She's just done an excellent job on that. And that seems to me that's a little bit harder to find. She has good design, but she also knows where to get good content. So those are the considerations for the newsletter. I don't think anyone's going to fill her shoes. She's just really good at it. Did she say something about?
No, she didn't say something. Actually, I was thinking about it just in the sense of club continuity, because let's face it, we're getting old. She's getting old, you know what I mean? So I want to be able, I talked to Tom.
Roger, I understand the need for this conversation. I just wanted to understand where you were coming from.
Okay.
So I could respond to it. I actually had a conversation with ChatGTP5 about the transition of treasurer to a new person. And it gave me a checklist of things that I needed to consider that needed to be done, which included something that's critical, which is the changing of the authorized signatures at Bank of Hawaii, but also how to properly transfer things like our PayPal account, email accounts, how to log it into the minutes. There was a page and a half of considered items just to consider when you're transferring the treasurer function. Each of these areas is got a number of considerations. I'm sure that William's trustee role has things that he could list that the rest of us haven't thought about.
Sure.
And that would probably be similar in each category. On the secretary side, you know, I've always thought that the secretary's role should include a, what do you call it, a red book, a book that is a memorandum of all the policies and procedures, you know, a continuity document. That basically that would be something that the secretary would maintain. It's not something, we're not talking about the Constitution and bylaws. We're talking about the nitty gritty details of how we implement the Constitution and bylaws. You know, just some of the standard operating practices that that we need to have defined, just for clarity. So a new board coming in says, "Oh, this is how we did it in the past." We can decide to continue doing it that way, or maybe we change it. But at least it's
Okay.
documented. And I'm not sure what you want to call that. Does someone have a better word for it than red book? Not sure what to call that, but standard operating guidelines.
A pass-on log in another organization that I was in,
Yeah.
but I understand the concept.
So those are, you know, that'd be my 2 cents on the things that we need to really focus on. Each position has their own detail of things that need to be dealt with, but also the secretary role, it seems to me, you know, in collaboration with the board, would kind of be the one to document those standard operating guidelines that they pass along to the next board.
Okay, I'll have to figure out what they are and put them down and go from there. So we're done with club continuity. Does anybody have any other?
Let me throw out that if we want that to be a requirement of the board in general, or even specifically of the secretary, we can't do that as a board policy, because board policies kind of follow the board as it changes. So we would have to codify that in the bylaws by a member motion at the business meeting.
Okay, the business meeting is next month, right?
Yep.
Okay, so, codify red book, okay. All right, so does anybody else have any questions, comments? Huh?
I think so.
I'll just comment one thing. When I announced my departure, it was, you know, to give as much planning as is possible. You know, I didn't want to catch people off guard, and then I wanted to make sure that I didn't make my departure contemporaneous to the election and appointment of officers. So I don't have a set date that I need to leave the trustee position. So I'll revisit it in May. Really, my concern is that as my time has gotten even more and more crunched, that I've started to miss meetings, and you know, I just fear that I'm not giving you guys all that you need as a board member, not so much as the trustee, but as a board member. So, but you know, if we don't have somebody willing and eager to step up to it, I'm not going to leave until we do.
Good deal, good
Just
deal.
Yeah,
might miss some more meetings.
I understand.
I have something to say, but go ahead, Tom.
Okay, I just wanted to add to that. As treasurer, my primary goal was, and I started this a few months ago, was to try to start to educate others in the club about the role and the duties. And mainly, you need the ability to use a spreadsheet, you know, in its simplest form. You know how to use a spreadsheet, you know how to list the income and expenses. That's the main skill set. So I'm still going to train my replacement. It's just I wanted to, similar to what William was doing, slowly move into the position where there's somebody that I can help train and that we can keep this continuity of operations ongoing. I wasn't trying to say that, you know, I'm going to be unavailable January 1st, 2026. I wanted to get the ball rolling on a transition.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Sean.
I like what I'm hearing, you guys. I guess my first time when I joined BIARC, I was on the committee, a digital committee, as you all know. I see my role as a director as doable for me because like I said, you guys, I'm thinking of starting a clinic with some people. So I too am going to be busy, but continuity is good. Even if you miss meetings, Williams, it's great. When I look around the clubs around me, one of the things that keeps them viable is Elmer's. And that includes you and DVI and some of the old timers that you barely see anymore. You know, and you know who all the people I'm talking about. Even when they show up, despite the fact that they can't get around much, it means something. That's continuity. That we're a community and we share these things. Even if we don't like CW, and I'm a DX dude, you know, building antennas. Everybody, yeah, I built antennas, but others haven't. Playing with VNAs. I'm starting to mess around with electronics. I got breadboards and all this sensor crap and Python, and you know, I used to do infrastructure engineering. I mean, you know, this is ham radio, and that's going to make continuity is going to matter, even if you can't show up all the time. What's the options? Close the club?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Although
if we have a-
the club's existence doesn't rest on any one or even a
No.
couple of it.
Just the opposite. Because what's happening, like David and the educational group, I believe these guys are so strong. Without a club, they'd still be doing this stuff, you know, and I'd still be doing my stuff. I'm self-driven. In fact, most of what I do is me doing it, not the club. But
Okay.
I believe in the overall continuity and the little bit that people get from hanging out together.
Okay, thanks, Sean. William, quick question. Do you intend to stay on as with the programs committee?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, does anybody have anything else before I close the meeting? Nothing heard. Okay, I move, somebody say something?
No, it's just like you say that on your net meetings. I just thought that was cute.
I have one other item, Joe.
Go ahead, Tony.
Actually, possibly two. So K0BAD, Les Hittner has entered the room, and he wishes to resign as chair from the Public Service Communications Committee. So I move that we accept his resignation.
I'll second, and I'd like to add the board's thanks to Les for his years of service.
I gotta say, I wished I would have had the opportunity to know Les when he was in service, because he did the C4 FM stuff, just some of the stuff that I've heard about from him. I hope to see you still hanging out somewhere.
Okay, thanks so much, Les. We appreciate all your years of service, your hard work and everything. It won't be going unnoticed. Can I get a vote to accept his resignation?
Aye.
Sean?
That
Mark?
worked? Yep. And
Okay, everybody, so it's unanimous? Very
Yep.
good. Okay, Les, we appreciate your help and thanks so much. Is there anything else?
Yeah, we got a comment from Les.
Go ahead, Les.
My resignation is from the chair. I'd still like to
Can you
stay on.
speak up louder? Give me the microphone.
I can repeat. He says he's resigning as the chair. He wishes to stay on the committee.
Oh,
Cool.
excellent. Excellent, very good.
He wants
Do we
to
need
stay on
to,
volunteer.
do I need to reword the, what we just did?
I think I worded it correctly in the first place.
Yes,
I
Yeah,
worded
no,
it correctly in the
I
first
just want to
place.
clear up some misunderstandings. I'm gone too much, like 3 months minimum, sometimes like this summer it was 4 months
Right,
in the summer, and it's not a good time for me to be a chair of the committee.
gotcha. Well, we appreciate you staying on, Les. Thanks so much. Okay.
Good to hear.
anything else? Tony, anybody? Okay, go ahead, Tony.
I wanted to mention that Jim, WH6EMN here, did inquire about the role of trustee. And so I think that it would be a good idea that we schedule a conversation either with the club as a whole or with people that are interested in that role, William, where William can talk about, the responsibilities of that role to either the club at large or anyone who's interested in that role.
How about I do a mini program on what a trustee is, and we can use it if we need to fill after the membership meeting next month. And if not, we can use it in, say January or February as a, short mini presentation in addition to the regular program.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Did I go too far there, Jim, or was that about right?
I'm already a trustee for the hospital.
No.
Yeah, it's a little bit different with the club, but
No, yes and no. I mean, there's everything from being a trustee for an individual repeater to being a trustee for a club call sign to, handling a large club with a lot of uses of that call sign. So like I said, I'll do a presentation on what it means to be a trustee at those various levels and what it means to be the trustee for an organization like BIARC on top of that.
all right,
Very good.
trustee, I trust you'll coordinate with the programs committee chair on this topic.
Yep.
excellent. Thanks again, Jim, for stepping up. We appreciate it.
Right on.
Okay, anything else? Nothing else. Well, I motion we close the meeting at 12:56 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, and we'll get back at 2 o'clock for the member meeting. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Tony seconds. All in favor?
All right.
Okay, very good. As this meeting is over for right now, and we'll get to the member meeting at 2 o'clock. Thanks so much, guys.